I think that's what he would say. That's what he would say for sure. But he's not here to tell me that. So because I'm gonna set up a bot or something. All right, let's do 100 heart puffs. So today's daily goal, it's a weird number. It's not our usual 200 or whatever. This is the remaining amount for Emilio's necropsy. So for those of you guys not in the Discord, what his cause of death is. Now, it's not common for people to do necropsies on kittens, especially like a foster kitten. But because we've had so many losses, and because he was doing well and then he wasn't, and honestly, we threw everything at him, whole thing at him, like treatment wise, and with bacteria, was it a parasite? Was it something? Because if it's something that the rescue cleaner is no longer cleaning and disinfecting, and we need another stronger cleaner, it just hopefully we'll get some answers. Because I still have fosters here, and hopefully it'll give us some. It could just be something congenital, honestly, but we won't know until we know. So we'll see. So the total amount was that I sent was 750. Some of the goods have already donated, so we have 459 remaining. Any bit help? I know it's expensive. Thank you, Josiah, for the $10 for Emilio. Emilio, I'm so sad, y'all. It's just it's very frustrating because Emilio was escaping from his enclosure. He was playing with Mao, and I have videos of that. How could a cat that was fine just not be fine? And the joke, okay. Um, everyone gets weird with my dark humor, but um, I'm saying joking that he keeps trying to unalive because he's upset that I saved him in the first place. Because he was when I found him, that cold and barely breathing. Uh, and he did the same thing to Zeta the next day. So multiple times he tried to unalive. Then he started getting better. And then he started getting better. And then that last day he just started vomiting and just not doing as well. So like the wild part is that he like he did that on purpose. He said this lady's asleep This is my chance. Let me go. Thank goodness we both have a dark humor, but yeah. Um, I feel extra bad for Zeta because like for a week, a little over a week, like round the clock care, round the clock care. And to put all that energy and pour that energy in them not to make it is just it's so sad. It really is. Like she even took him on Sunday. The rescue did a transport to take like Vine and Periscope and a dog and all that to their new home. She took him like with her like on a road trip to like make sure like they can maintain the care. I don't know. I hope that the necropsy can give us some answers. Maybe we can learn something from it. Um, and if we learn that this is the death house, hi Tia. If this is the death house, then I don't want to hear anyone give me shit anymore when I call it the death house. Hey Doug, how are you? How are you feeling mentally? And I said, she was just like ignoring me. So I was like, okay, I'll ask Google what the show chair. She's like, we need to have a serious conversation. And I was like, about, she said, Emilio. I said, just get to the point. And she said, Emilio died. And then we went back to talking about, back to talking about the incubator. Thank you, Kristen. Um, thank you, Kristen, for the $10. And thank you, Robbie, for the 60. I've missed you too. I've missed you guys too. It's been a rough time. Um, it's been a rough time with the kittens, y'all. Um, like I'm gonna try to not cry. um, because I saw Zeta in the rescue the day before, and she had told me that like he was like vomiting and stuff, and we were worried that it was like because he had finally gotten stable enough to actually like get him dewormed. And I literally and there's another part of the story about like he was trying to go. I literally told them, I said, if it gets to the point where he needs to be euthanized, like I want to be there. I want to be there. And I think that's why he fucking died. I think that's why he fucking died. He said, these people are gonna do anything to keep me alive. Like I need to go. I need to go. I need to go. All I can do is like laugh about it so I don't cry. But um it's just sad. It's sad, y'all. Like, and it's been like I'm gonna try not to cry. It's been extra sad because it's one thing to lose within a couple days before you have like a name, before you get too attached. Is that like I've had for weeks, some months, and then them not make it. And I think like has been the hardest time of my entire fostering thing. It's been terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Because like after a certain point, you expect them to be all right, but they're just coming like sicker. They're just sicker. They're just overall sicker, like I've never seen before. Um, like the fact that Emilio had Zeta stumped, like Zeta, like as young as she is, she's like the neonate expert here in South Florida. Hi, Robbie. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Leslie. I actually love cotton candy, y'all. When I was little, I used to always joke about like when I grew up, I was gonna have industrial sized cotton candy machine. Bird flu. Hmm. I just don't know how they would have gotten it. I mean, I'm sure I don't know what they're gonna test for. They're gonna test for a bunch of stuff. That's why I would want to do the necropsy because, like I said, like if even though the results aren't gonna come back for 4 to 6 weeks, and that's still like there's still animals here that might be exposed and stuff like that. Like if it is the case that it's something here, or it's something that like the rescue cleaner can't fix or like disinfect, then I need to get resolved. Um, they won't test for bird flu unless specifically affected. I will say, okay, where's my tin foil? Where's my tin foil? Because I have a tin foil uh, um, moment right now. And this is like gonna be an absolute long shot. Thank you, Chase. Carrie, okay, I would get it. Big W to Carrie. Carrie sent a big bottle of rescue. Carrie sent a tube feeding kit, which I've been going through like a lot lately. And I just got another box of I think it was like 2 cases of wipes. Let me just double check. But like I carried it in. Let me just double check. See. And then we can my tin foil situation. Oh yeah, it's things took a turn. You wanted to send a Red Bull, I couldn't. Aw, you're so sweet. Um, things took a turn for not just Emilio, but the pickle bunch. Once they were weaned. So here's what I normally do. When I'm weaning kittens, I use the Iams kitten pate because it's very, very finely like milled. It's not it's very easy to like mix with formula. It's very easy to like mush down with water. Um, I just find it very easy. And then once they're like weaned, I'll switch them over to Fancy Feast because Fancy Feast is like the best like affordable like wet cat food. So once they were weaned up the Iams, I switched it to the Fancy Feast, and I switched him. It was the Fancy Feast lamb formula, and um, Pickle still alive. Emilio passed away. But like the moment I started noticing like shit was weird, I stopped feeding them the lamb and I switched back to the IAMs. And so like that's my little tin foil hat thing. So, and it was just the lamb. I never had an issue with um the chicken one, the purple can. Very strange, very weird. And the fact that like Mao, who does not say like that cat won't skip a meal for anything in the world. He wouldn't eat it. He wouldn't eat it. So I I won't touch that stuff ever. The lamb formula, I won't touch it ever again. Um, so I'm not saying that the food did something, but like if the pickle bunch had parasites, which they did, even though the shelter said that they had dewormed them, they obviously didn't. Because when I took them in when they were sick, they were like, "Oh, we just dewormed them today. Thank you, G Snooks, for running a train." Um, they once they've had worms for so long, like we come into the issue with the malabsorption, which is what happened to like the hummus chickpea pita bunch. So it could be that like the lamb formula is fine, but maybe it's just not as digestible. I don't know. I know it's very strange, but listen, people talk shit about Iams, but that Iams kitten pate has never steered me wrong. Never, never, never. So anyone that's just coming in, Emilio died. Emilio, my foster kitten that I've had for I think I think at least 2 months, maybe longer. He died. Um, what if the necropsy comes back and says it's shaken kitten syndrome? So because Emilio passed away and because we've had a lot of losses in the death house, um, I elected to do a necropsy on him to see if we could get some answers. So 379 is what's to Florida. Have fun, Leslie. So if anyone has 5, 10, anything that they can spare, it would be greatly appreciated. Basically, my daily goals are going to go towards paying the necropsy until it's paid. Um, yeah. Hopefully they don't come back and say he just died of old age. Yeah, that's a cat autopsy. It died of old age at 3 months. Um, the the thank you, Leslie. W Leslie. Leslie sent 50 for the necropsy. See, we're chipping away. We're chipping away. I have faith in us. And if not, we'll just keep rolling it over until it's done. Benjamin Button Cat. Yeah. So we keep calling it the Calico Bunch, even though there's one orange cat in there. It's two calicos and an orange cat, but we just call it the Calicos. It's easier. They don't get official names until they're sure that they're not going to die. I'm not doing that again. Um, so they were a little questionable. Zeta came over yesterday and was taking care of them while I had a bunch of meetings. Um, they seem to be doing a little better. Fingers crossed. They they're doing better, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then we're doing pretty good. Truffle has figured out how to escape the enclosure. I found her tormenting Mao. And when I say tormenting Mao, like he just like just looks at her. Like he's so big, she's so small. He just kind of like looks at her. He doesn't know what like he's like, what is that? As if he's never seen a kitten before. And she's looking at him like all puffy because she's like, what is that? So thank you, DJ Hads, for the $10 for the necromancer. Ugh. But yeah, so if you disagree with any of these topics and you want to come up and chat, if you think you're an op for any of these things, come on up. The price is right. Or if you're red.
I'm an op.
What's your opposition today?
Body count does matter because women are ran through.
Well, you just saw me get run through right now.
Yep.
You saw that train. We all saw the train. Body count does matter when it's the kittens in your freezer.
Facts.
Thank you, Ariel. Ariel just sent 19 to make it an even number. Appreciate you. I do want to point out there were goons that sent the money yesterday, the day before when we decided to do this. So big thank you to the kittens, the goons that did it. When we first mentioned it as well.
What?
Kitten Killer, my rap name, y'all.
Oh, it's for that.
Kitten Killer, yeah. 750. So we're down to 300. That's not bad.
No, and I think it would do your heart good to get some answers
Yeah.
because there's got to be something. There's got to be something.
Hopefully, because if they come back and they say there's nothing, that'll be depressing because then it's like, this is the death house.
But it didn't happen there.
He tried. He tried.
Yeah.
He tried to die here for sure. I'll tell you, y'all, like he wouldn't have made it till yesterday here. Because I have a lot of tools and I have a lot of skills, but like she had over and above. Over and above. Yeah. Tari's Angel, Team Erica, what does that mean?
I'm confused.
Yeah, that's such a random thing to say. I don't see anything on the background about that. Did you mean to say Team USA? That's weird. Oh, maybe because we're talking about Emilio? Team Emilio?
It's so sad.
Unfortunately, he died. He died, unfortunately. Carrie. Y'all really tried hard to make me cry today again. Big W to Carrie. Carrie sent 150 for some peace of mind. You know, maybe we can stuff him too. What if my shelf was all the foster kids that didn't make it? I'm just kidding. No. Apparently the rescue like basically offered to let them use after the necropsy use his body for science for the vet students.
I was about to say absolutely the hell not.
But like,
No.
what are they gonna learn from him?
I mean, it's depending on what they get from the necropsy. It may get you the information you need to figure out what's happening.
I can't believe he died, y'all. Like he was doing better.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
taxidermy. Mm-mm. That's why when she just said she's gonna do that, I'm like, absolutely, absolutely not. No. Mm-mm.
what about what what they did with pot roast? What is that called? Like the just the bones.
No, no.
Fine. You won't let us have any fun.
I know. Yeah, it's still gonna be a not just a no, but a fuck no.
Ren doesn't let me have any fun. Just so you guys know.
I know. I'm a killjoy, yeah.
Kitten killer.
Um, Kitten killer and killjoy sounds like a really bad rap group.
I
Um,
forgot what I said my first EP was gonna be. Someone
uh,
Emilio. And we're done, y'all.
mhm.
W Lindsay. Lindsay sent 150 for It's Not Your Fault with a little purple heart. Because you guys know I always do the purple heart. I didn't see a note, Drea. There's no note. Oh, I'm not reading that. She said for watch the WNBA. Of course, I'm talking about a dead cat. Andrea still brings it back to the NBA.
I mean, at least she consistent.
That is true. Drea is the most consistent.
Yeah. Um, yep. It's unalived by Kipple. That was gonna be the name because we were talking about Parker's cat that was trying to unalive by Kipple.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So again, big W to Lindsay for clearing out that. That's it, y'all. Necropsy's paid for. I really appreciate. I really appreciate y'all. And as a reward, um, which cat?
Can we see Truffle?
You want to see Truffle?
Yes.
Truffle's a little menace. Yeah, my little menace.
Where's the stoner cat?
Which one?
You know which one. The
Probably
one.
behind some bleachers somewhere. Getting
Yeah, the
high.
the one we all worship. Our leader. Why Truffle looks so surprised?
I don't know. This is too bright.
Truffle looking like that's some bullshit.
So squeaky?
Oh, look at the baby.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Mal conned us. He really did. Because he was like Mr. Hat Cat, and then now he doesn't want to do hats anymore. He doesn't want to do anything anymore. But at least he still loves me. MySpace used to do this. Just melting.
I know.
What is he looking at? The Vine and Periscope y'all went to their new home this past Sunday. They're gonna
They
be
got.
together.
Oh, that's nice.
Hmm. And you know what? They have no regrets. They're the reason why MySpace died. They did a spell and they sucked his soul and his life's blood.
Who,
And he
Vine
did,
and Periscope?
yeah,
Okay.
because they kept growing and MySpace was not. Yes, I'll say it again, Zeta, because it's true. They were in cahoots. They were in cahoots. Never thought about that. Oh, this is fun. And tomorrow, Meaty Boy comes back.
Yay.
I hope.
Was Meaty Boy the one that was standing up to go to the bathroom?
Yes. If you're a sub, you can. There's a sticker of him standing up, pooping on. Yeah, that's Jasmine's cat. Oh, Zeta, you see Jasmine in the chat? Jasmine's gonna adopt Meaty Boy. So you can just redirect the flight.
Jasmine is like, no.
Thank
no.
you, thank you, Jesse, for the thank you, Jesse, for the $5. Starting the taxidermy articulation fund.
That's hilarious.
Honestly, like I wish I would have done that for MySpace. I just didn't expect him to die. I don't know what's the face for.
Drone.
Oh, those hats to keep track of. No, these are just hats. Fun hats. Fun hats for fun. Oh, Robbie, I did see your comment. I don't know if you were in here, but I did get your $60 PayPal, and
So
that
yeah,
and I did say I said I missed you too. I missed you guys for sure.
I am thinking. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm thinking about doing something.
We already talked about that, Jasmine. He won't jump off the loft, and if he does, he's tons of cushion. He'll be okay.
So I'm about to do a business endeavor.
Do you need a mascot?
What'd you say?
You need a mascot?
Um, not for this particular trip.
Well, you let me know.
I'm about to do a lemonade stand in front of my house, y'all.
Ooh, I do love lemonade.
Yeah, and snow cones.
Ooh, love that.
I mean, I think I can make some money while I'm between jobs. I might be able to make enough to at least keep myself afloat.
Bringing over the stoner.
Hey, Stoner Cat.
not beating the allegations.
Not at all. Is he putting his beans up for us to kiss the feet?
Maybe. He is very big. Zeta says that he's overweight.
Is he really?
No.
Wow. So where are the ops? If y'all in here, y'all must just think.
It is possible. It is possible. Which I'm fine with. Listen, if y'all aren't ready to argue. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie. The photo that Abigail posted in the Discord, he does look kind of big. He does look kind of big. But it's all fluff, y'all. I can't believe how big he is. Like I look at the photo, I always see him as this little kitten. And I just remember like when I got him and like as he was a kitten, he was all eyeballs. Like that video that I posted of like one of the first photos I have, he just the biggest eyeballs. He would just like stare. It was all eyeballs. So cute. It was nice that he got to grow up with you guys. Have you been have been watching any of the Diddy trial updates?
The updates, yes, and I hate that Cassie even had to come and um, testify because this has been awful. Like what happened to her was awful. You
Hmm.
know, people want to say that his daughters being in the courtroom, you know, they're 19. And they were like, they're too young to be there hearing all of this. And it's like, but Cassie was 19 when he started dating her. So why are his children at 19 too young to hear this, but her at 19?
The sad part is like if I was the parent in that situation, like I would not have my kids in the courtroom. But like regardless of the harm that can potentially cause your kids for the optics, you have them there. Because that's why like most people on trial they have their family there. It's like to make them seem like, just I'm just a dad. Like, these are my kids. Don't take me for my kids kind of vibe.
And I get that, but at least in this situation, I can't speak for any other situation, but in this particular situation, the emotional well-being of your children should be more important than
Oh,
the show that you want to put out to a juror.
100%. That's why I said if I was in that situation, my kids would not be there. Um, I don't know. I'm just glad that it's not being broadcasted because
Yeah.
even though like people are covering it and stuff like that, like if it was broadcasted, it would be the same thing as like the Johnny Depp trial where like people are picking apart like every little video clip, everything.
Yeah. Um, you said Johnny trial?
The
I
Johnny
don't.
Depp one.
Oh, okay. The thing that I hated about that trial is that that trial was literally the definition of there's enough blame to go around. And
Yes, it should have, because
it became these factions of male abuse victims and woman abuse victims and against each other when abuse is just wrong. Period. It should be a non-negotiable point. And I hated it.
second Dan. If you believe that, then why don't you just come up here and explain to me why you're talking about cows
Why do they keep
in this
copying and
list?
pasting? I hate when people do that.
Because they're strange and odd.
By the way, y'all, I tried like that the beach waiver thing yesterday. It was kind of cumbersome. I don't know how I feel about it. And obviously, like my hair doesn't hold curl, but it kind of did. I didn't put any hairspray or whatever. It didn't hold curl, but like it still has something going on. But I don't know. I'm gonna try something else and see if I like it better. I just don't like curling wands with curling irons. I like a wand better.
I believe, though, as far as Diddy, I feel like he should be under the jail. And I'm not even big on jail.
But here's the thing, like I'm not happy with just that. I want every single person
Hmm.
that even had a little whiff, a little pit in their stomach of what might be going on. I want every single one of those people like held responsible.
I don't disagree. Um, because they perpetuated the ability for this thing to happen, right?
Mhm. For decades.
Yeah.
Yeah, every single one of those people at those parties, like
Well, and see, they said though a lot of people with the parties that it wasn't always the parties that most people knew about, and then what happened later. Those things were not the same.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe they was doing it. Considering his parties, I don't believe everybody knew everything. I don't.
I mean, new stuff.
Yep. But with money comes power. And you got to understand, everybody is
Oh, Michelle,
everybody.
I've actually been wanting to do that. Michelle says to name the cats after antidepressants. I've actually wanted to. I've been wanting to name a litter of cats after like mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do that.
You gonna name one Sarah Quill?
Lexapro, Cymbalta, Celexa, Wellbutrin. I don't have a litter that big. I only have those
Sertraline,
three.
sertraline or
Maybe we'll do
Drano.
antidepressants for one, and we could do like um the what is the classification of the Seroquels? Is
that an antipsychotic?
Yeah, but is there another name? Because I don't really like that.
I don't either.
Yeah. Yeah, they're considered antipsychotic meds. I think they have another name for that. I don't like the stigma of that.
Just like Zoloft is the actual name of sertraline.
Do you want to talk to that person, of course? It's up to you.
I mean, I don't care at this point just to get somebody up here, but not particularly.
I can't stand him. We have a flash goal of hand hearts. So we need people to send a hand heart. Oh, it's kind of a. Why do they always give me the hard ones? Why can't I get 5 hand hearts?
They said neuroleptics is another name for antipsychotics.
Okay.
Hello, Trent.
Hello.
What would you like to discuss?
The first topic,
Okay, what would you?
how a political party is attracting and protecting predators. That's not right.
Okay, explain to me how.
Yeah, so just being based in a political party does not attract evil people. That's not how.
Things work. People are evil because they are like that, not because of a political party. It doesn't attract evil and
What
wicked.
political party is listed on the background?
The left.
What political party is that? Register as the left.
Well, you can't register as a left. It's more of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that the left is mostly progressive, anti-past, and protecting predators.
I disagree.
Congrats, Emma.
What makes you disagree?
Oh my gosh, hold on. Emma, okay. Emma, someone dropped in the Discord and I went to your live and you ended your live, but I was going to go over there and congratulate you. That is such a fucking huge accomplishment. And I know you worked so hard and I know you are going to be an amazing doctor, whatever specialty you decide to go into. And we need more, you know, we need more doctors that are, from marginalized communities that understand the struggles that people go through. And I'm just so.
Now back to
All right.
this person that's saying a bunch of words, I guess.
Aww.
So anyway, I wasn't listening. What did he say?
I don't know.
Is your argument that the left, because they're supposedly progressive, that they're not attracting and but I don't understand how that is how that works.
Well, the left is constantly trying to be more inclusive to being more productive in society and also excluding bad negative attitudes.
But you do understand that those things are not mutually exclusive, correct? that you can be quote unquote progressive and still attract and protect predators.
Multiple things.
Is about supporting
So
the left is mostly about supporting
Equality, individual rights, and like government intervention in the economy. How will that attract and protect predators when we're trying to be more?
So let me ask you this. When people, I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this because I'm trying to choose my words very
I'm gonna need to
carefully.
go get another Red Bull because I'm so like
So you're this,
he's putting me to sleep.
I swear I want a Red Bull. Like I might have to order me a Red Bull, y'all, and I ain't got no money to be ordering stuff, but
I'll send you if you want to get a Red Bull. You just
you
say
don't
the
have
word.
to.
I'm a Red Bull dealer.
I will, but
I haven't had a Red Bull in right. Okay. Uh, You're wrong. I don't have the time.
trying to formulate responses to the fact that the left, along with the right, because see, I think the problem that you're having is that you're looking at this as a zero argument. We're saying that the left does it and the right doesn't. No, basically the argument is that all of them do it
So why is the prompt all of them do it? Because if that was a prompt, I wouldn't be up here.
because we're not talking about all of them. We're talking about
And
the
the right,
left.
we know the right doesn't give a shit because they elected one. They elected a predator. So like, why would we even try to tell them, hey guys, maybe you shouldn't do that?
so then
Why? Thank you, thank you, Tech Cat and Bean. Thank you.
Ren, Grug just sent me 20 for me to send to you for your Red Bull.
So why is there more accountability held on the left then instead of the right?
Superior, morally superior. We pretend to care about that kind of stuff, but when you look down to it, we often don't. Look at some of the bigger creators on the left. How many of them have had some kind of scandal?
Your argument is literally, I know you are, but what am I? Like that's literally what this argument.
And then to continue what the host was saying, because they were to be leaders of the community, like
Who
no
elected
one.
the people on the left on this app? Who elected them?
So when we have these discourses on who is better and such, so for example,
It's like tropical, is what it's called.
I probably won't. Because I'm not a tropical person, like flavor wise. So it's not. I'm not the one to ask. But if you like tropical flavors, then I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
it's good. Like I know people like the coconut one and stuff like that. I don't like any tropical fruit like coconut, mango. Not for me.
I'm just surprised it comes in different flavors.
Oh,
Oh, there's so many flavors.
I'm so late to the game, obviously.
Well, if you could live without the Red Bull, then you're doing something right.
Yeah,
I'm I'm at the point where I can't function anymore. It sucks.
my stepdad would give me some of his because he would drink some to get through work. So he would give me some of his in a cup, and I kind of liked it because it tastes like champagne cola. I don't know if there's any people of Caribbean backgrounds back here, but yeah, champagne
Mm,
cola is like my favorite soda ever. So it kind of reminded me of that, and that's the only reason why I liked it.
mm. Yeah, I'll add it to the spreadsheet, Allison. Allison's been covering the Unfuck America tour thing, and you know how like Z did the spreadsheet. She showed the spreadsheet, so like on her live, she's been like putting together a spreadsheet. It's like, look how easy this is, and she's just like adding like line items and being like, look, I have a spreadsheet that says like we spent this, that, and whatever. It's so funny.
Yeah, I'm not fully believing it unless the audit comes out because she already has cases against her for mismanaging things. So,
Well, I don't know if you've heard that like they have they're going for another round two, and it's like all like ex-MAGA people for the most part.
They finally went mask off, huh?
Well, you know how they've been, oh, we're trying to for the progressive movement and all that stuff. Um, and my mutual Marie actually talked to Mercedes Chandler, who's on the tour, and I guess they had a really productive conversation, but like it was basically confirmed that they're not interested in appealing or um, you know, being a part of like the left. Like their goal is they're trying to capture moderates and like Trump supporters to get them to vote for Democrats.
yeah, as I figured, as Democratic Party is has been slowly leaning more and more right as the years have gone on. So I am not surprised at all. That whole like left thing that they were trying to push from the beginning didn't really
Hmm.
make much sense.
This time I'm making my mouth shut because they've now that that's been announced, then like they were never interested in having representation because that's not the plan. They
Of
want
course.
this is anti-cancel culture. That's the vibe. Those are the people they're going for. That's why they wanted Dean and Parker on the front of the tour because that's who they were trying to appeal to.
Hmm.
I went through all this for nothing, y'all. I'm just kidding.
Well, not for nothing, because
I
now
know.
look, they're not even. They did this once. They were like, yeah, not working. So now they're just like, we're just gonna go and actually have the people that we wanted to have. Because if they did this from the beginning, it would not have gotten so popular, in my opinion.
What I was thinking about is like how like they're not gonna be able to appeal to people on the left, but that makes sense. Like they're not trying to appeal to people on the left, so they can get all those like Lincoln Project, all those people that are anti-Trump that are like
Hmm.
Republicans. They'll sponsor it.
And they obviously have money because I don't know if you saw what happened with that woman who raised money after being racist towards that black child.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know what that actually reminds me of that just came to mind? There was a story years ago where there was this black woman. She was pretending to be MAGA, and she was talking about she got kicked out of her home because she supported Trump, and she did a whole GoFundMe so people could support her, only for her to after she collected the money to be like, "Nah, I was joking. I just wanted to get racist people's money
Good for her
reparations."
though. Good for her. Truly. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
that was so funny.
Yeah. I think I remember that. Is that the same one that like did like a whole like Trump online shop, or was that someone different? Because I know there was someone that like
I
they
want to
like pretended they had like a whole Trump online shop
I want to
just to
say
get
that
money from them.
yeah, I want to say that it was. I vaguely remember that, but I can't say 100% for sure because that was a while ago and it
Mhm.
happened around the same time. It could be the same person. Maybe someone else knows, but yeah, it could be.
Yeah. I was definitely tempted. I was definitely tempted to do like a whole separate Etsy shop because like MAGA, they're easy to scam, truly. Um, but it just didn't feel right. But like if it's like a black person, indigenous person, someone like that, you you get your you get your money off of the racist for sure. Um, but yeah, like my people have done enough harm. I don't need to like be spreading more merch out there.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, the pros and cons of it all. I don't think I could. It'd be too much time. It's like try to put together some like LLC or something so my name isn't directly attached. put the time into making the products, like, or like the fake products. I'd rather go play video games. But anyone else who can, props to you. Chase Trump is a con man. What did they expect? Yeah, they're used to cons, so what would make it any different? Well, actually, I did have a side question. Is there
What's
still any way to get me into the Discord? Because I connected my Discord to the TikTok, but
mm-hmm.
every time I try connecting it, it just gives me an error. I don't know why.
Have you tried like there's like these little dots that said like open in browser? Have you tried doing that?
Let me see.
Because that's what I had to do uh, to connect mine. Like it wouldn't do it in app. I had to do the little dots and then it says like open in browser. Well, actually says or copy the link into Discord.
Is there another way to do it than the subscription button at the bottom, or
Yeah, when you hit the star and you go to connect your Discord, it should like pop up something and then there should be like a little three dots or something that you can click on that says open in browser. I don't know if you do it as a get like while you're a guest.
I'll have to try again a little later. Chris, you haven't joined the Discord yet? Like, I've been trying to get in the Discord from the beginning.
Um, the number one our tech cat if if he's here and available, he's usually pretty good at walking people through.
Not lovely being outside the club. Yeah, I'm trying to get in. Like Eric Andre, let me in. I did see the suggestion to try disconnecting and reconnecting. Yeah, I'll try that.
I was gonna say the Discord is awesome.
I
But
can imagine.
I mean,
Yeah,
Red, keep
it's
keep the
like
expectations on the ground so that people get excited.
you're right.
No,
I
I
it's
think
it's
as someone that like left Discord for like a year because there's all kinds of shit that happens there and like drama and stuff, like I never thought I would join another Discord. And so like the Discord that I built was like I wanted it to be like small. That's why it's behind a paywall. So like it's not like just anyone coming through. Like we vet people that come in and like we actually hang out there. Like we watch movies. We sometimes we'll stream lives. Like when there's like a drama live that we don't want to give them the viewers, like we'll stream it in the Discord and we'll all watch it together and like we'll just be in chat. Like um if you like video
That's
games, we have people that play video games. We have people that like do arts and crafts. That's
oh,
fun.
that's so cool. I'm so good. Like watching people play video games. Like I don't have the time to play
Mhm.
them as much anymore, so
I'm not
But we
quite
have a
sure
book
how to
club
help you with
too.
that.
I don't know why my left was there. But yeah, no, that sounds so fun. I've had a Discord for a few years, but like I've never really seriously used it. I think I just joined because there was someone else that I was following on here, and like they had a Discord, and it was like if you wanted to like recommend like video games or something for them to play, and I was like, okay, yeah. So I created one just to get in, um, but I don't really
Mhm.
use it. So, but I've always
Yeah.
heard good things about it. So, what a place to
Yeah, I
start.
mean, I try to keep the number of like Discords I'm in limited. So that's why like the Discord that I built, it actually which I don't know if you've gotten a chance to meet Kiara because she's been out of town, but Kiara is often co-hosting on here. She's
Oh,
German.
I
She
think
has like an
yeah,
accent.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she
I
also
followed her
has
for a
her
while.
like her subscribers is also connected. So like she has a section in my Discord. So like her subscribers don't have to go to a separate Discord. They're like in the Discord. And
Oh,
Ren
okay.
also both has a section in the Discord. And we have Paige who has her book club in there, and then Parker's who has a section in there as well. So like instead of everyone having a different Discord, it's like all these people that like we know and love, like it's all connected.
I see. Yeah, I really have things to learn about Discord because this all sounds really cool. But yeah,
Oh,
I've familiar with
Robbie,
Kiara.
I did get it. I don't know if you were here earlier. I got it around 346. The $60. And thank you again. I really, really appreciate you. And we did hit our goal for the necropsy for Emilio. And I also missed you too, Robbie. I missed you. I missed everybody. This has been a very rough week with the kittens and work and stuff. So I just haven't had as much energy to go live. And there's been so much going on this week that I'm like, I don't want to watch like other stuff that's going on. Like I don't want to watch like I don't want to go live because I want to miss out on like, oh no, I
Everything going
appreciate
down.
Robbie. It's always good to confirm that goes through. I'm always worried that like when I sent the money for the necropsy, I was like, I hope I'm sending it to the right place because
Mm,
what?
nothing. I was wondering,
Yeah.
but nothing. We'll see. Hello, E.
Hi, KJ.
Hello.
Hi. What would you like to discuss?
Well, first, the body count doesn't matter. It's. You're saying body count doesn't matter. You're just insecure. But what does a high body count say about you?
Nothing. It says that you enjoy physical connection with
With
people.
many people, as if you cannot have just fun, easygoing connections with people you don't have any attachment to. But do it
You can have attachment to a lot of people.
me?
No, you can. Like, I mean, you can
Anybody
have a
can.
new boyfriend every 6 months.
But that's not okay.
Why
Why
not?
is it not okay? Who decides that?
Why do you need a boyfriend every six
Well,
months?
Mm,
E, I
Why is
First
asked a
that
of
any
all,
of
very,
your business?
I've asked a
first of
very
all,
simple
why would your
question.
relationship not work in
Who
order for you?
decides that?
I mean,
You decide that.
Oh, wait. So if I am okay with it and I decided for me, who are you to tell me how I should feel about what I decide for me?
Well, why would you need a boyfriend every 6 months?
I just don't see
Because
why
I
that would be your
want one.
business. Yeah.
Because I
Well,
want one. Why is it any
why?
of your business
But
it's not that?
why can you not keep one in the first
Why
place?
why do you feel like you should like attach yourself to some person and stay
Because
with them forever? Like why do you feel that? Like why would you
because
do that? Don't you get tired of that? Don't
I
you get
want
tired
women to
of
see
dealing
their
with this
worth.
person? Don't you get sick of that and
I do
connecting
get
your
sick
worth
of
to a
that
man?
because
Don't you
because
get sick of that?
I do because I want women to see their worth for
No,
the beautiful women that they are.
don't you get sick of tying your worth to a man? Like, oh my
Yeah,
God, I
that's what
can't
I'm asking
understand
you.
how anybody, I don't understand how people get married. I don't understand how people stay in these relationships long term. It is just terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
then
I don't
you
see
should.
how anybody does that. Like, that is so terrible.
Yeah, that's why you should get to know the person you are giving your time to as a woman that has so
She's not,
much worth.
yeah,
And
And
she's
she's
then
not,
not.
how do you
she's
get to
not
know them?
tracking the
You date them.
conversation.
You date a lot of people
You
to get
you
to know
get to
them.
know them before you date
She's
them.
not tracking the conversation at all, is she?
But you
No.
get to
No.
know someone before you date them, before you become boyfriend and
Darling,
girlfriend,
Thank you,
darling,
right?
Randy, for subscribing.
darling, you're not tracking the conversation.
Then explain it to me, please.
I said, I don't understand how women attach their worth to a man. I
Me
do not
neither.
understand why anybody would go
and get in long-term relationships and get married and be with one person forever. I don't understand why anybody would do that.
Well, why do you not understand that? I mean,
Because like it's just unnatural. You shouldn't be that way.
unnatural.
Yes.
Don't you want a long-lasting, beautiful relationship with someone that sees your worth?
Why? Because how do you know they see my worth? And what happens
You
in
get to
6
know
months if
them.
they decide that they don't see my worth anymore? I
Well,
mean, with the way,
they will never not see your worth anymore. Either they see your worth or they don't. You cannot change a person's mind.
yeah, you can. Oh my gosh. Like, have you
How do
seen
you
the
how do you
women?
change a
Have you
I'm not
person's
seen
gonna
the
lie.
mind?
I'm
women?
not gonna lie that like the Tinkerbell tone is like make you want to
Okay,
run in traffic.
I've changed my tone now.
Okay.
That's much better.
Carry
Right.
on.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, why would you want to be in a long-term relationship with somebody?
You
Why,
wouldn't.
how?
That's why you don't get into one.
Okay, and then how it, and then this is my question for you. So what about the women that marry a man and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're going to be together forever." And then she gets cancer and he
What?
leaves her for his secretary.
Yeah, because he never respected you, and it was never love.
Oh, so she didn't find that out till what? 6
Right.
years
So
later?
let me tell
Oh.
you something.
Oh, okay.
Men are capable of love, and men's love is exactly as deep as your love is, right? It is.
It's
And
just a woman's fault. That's
the
crazy.
problem is he either doesn't respect you, doesn't like you, because let's be honest, these men settle for nothing just because they find it comfortable, right? But
I
men are
just
capable
I think
of
you're just
love.
wrong. You're just wrong.
No
That's what
You
you're
man.
think too
saying
high.
too,
You
If
think
you
too
Leftist.
get
highly of
cancer
yourself.
and a
You
man
think
and you
too
have a man,
you think too highly of yourself. Like you just think that you're just so great for being in long-term relationships. Maybe
I'm
people
not,
don't want long-term relationships. So
then
I
why
think
would
it's
you not?
weird. I think it's
What is the
weird.
point of a relationship?
I think it's weird. Like I think long-term relationships are terrible. And I think
Then why do you
that
get into
you want to be in them
relationships?
because you want to be in long-term relationships. I think that you are just completely and totally
I don't want to
insecure
be in
and weird.
relationships. I want to find a partner for life. It's not about relationships.
Um, hey, how do you have a partner without a relationship?
Yeah,
You,
you kind of just
you
skipped the part
can't.
there.
That's why you get to know them before
Oh,
the
okay. So
relationship.
basically what you're saying is I just don't understand. Like long-term relationships, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me.
Right. So what is the point of a relationship for you?
I don't have them. So what difference would it make?
Right. So you cannot
Someone to split
speak
the
on
rent
them.
with.
If you do not have them, you cannot speak on them, right?
Yeah, right.
Then why are you speaking
But
on
I still
relationships?
think that they're wrong. I still think they're absolutely wrong. They're terrible.
Relationships.
I think that having a boyfriend every 6 months is the most healthy way to be
Uh, okay, and how come?
because you always get something new.
Okay, and why would you always need something new?
Because then that way it never gets stale.
What do you mean stale? Do you think love can get stale?
Yes.
It's actually been proven
Have
that
you
it does.
experienced real love?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then why do you think it can get stale?
Because people suck.
I just want to know the reason why you think a relationship
Have
can
you
get
ever heard the
stale.
saying? Have you ever heard the saying variety is the spice of life?
Luckily, I haven't, but you can explain it to me.
Variety is the spice of life. It's a very self-explanatory statement.
Variety, exactly. New experiences, new places, but
New
not
people.
right. But connections are good,
I
right?
can have connections with somebody every 6 months.
And why would you want that?
Why
Why
wouldn't
wouldn't I?
you?
Because I want a stable partner that loves me and cherishes me and knows me.
But I think that makes you a sucker
Why?
because you're putting all your hopes on somebody that's gonna turn away from you.
Yeah, that's a
They
crazy
are not going
argument.
to turn away from me because
Mhm.
if it's love, then it's love. right? Men can be in love, and when men are in love,
So
believe
why
me, there
can't
is
you?
nothing
So
you can
why
do.
can't you just
Let
do
me,
that, and then
please
I live my
let me
life the way
finish,
I want to live?
please.
No, ma'am, you've been interrupting me this whole time. You can kiss my ass. Anyway, as I was saying,
Where's Trent? Let's get Trent back in here.
why can't you live your life the way you want to live your life? I live my life the way I want to live mine.
Because I have lived your life and I have lived my life, so I know what is the
How
best
could
for
you
me.
have
And I
lived
want,
men's
let me
life?
please speak, Queens. I will give you the
Oh
time, but
no.
I am speaking now.
Don't call me a
No.
I
queen.
have
Yeah,
lived
that's a
your
no.
life and I have lived my life.
You have not lived my life. You have not.
I don't like her.
What did she even
Sorry,
say?
y'all. I
I
know we
didn't
do.
catch it.
She called you guys queens, like us, like in a trying to be endearing, but I just don't like that. So that's not acceptable. But thank you,
Oh,
Teresa.
now as I was saying though, you want to know what's so funny about it?
Mm-hmm.
I was
You
making the
just got a
argument.
train run and you run, by the way.
I know, Ravi. Thank you for running the train on me, sir. Thank you. I love it.
It's nothing bad
Anyway,
about being ran through. No.
yep. You want to know the funniest part about all of this? I made that whole argument as a person in a long-term relationship.
Same. That's the funny part.
I had a
Like
feeling.
I have literally been married almost 20 years. So I just made the argument because the point that I wanted her to understand is that if it don't apply for you, let it fly. Hi, Arthur. I see that you changed your name on your account.
I don't know why my username changed. It changed
Oh.
while I was up in the box. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. So which topic would you like to discuss?
Yeah, I'd like to discuss that the USA doesn't like women.
Okay. Why do you think they do?
We can see that majority of states, when it comes to child custody, it favors women.
That's not true.
When we talk about wages, women now earn equal. They also are equal votes. They also have all equal opportunities that are granted to men. So they're completely equal. I feel as if women, if they were hated, they would have never been given like those rights in the first place.
The problem with everything you just said is that last sentence.
Mhm.
They would have never been given those rights. Given?
Well, we know women didn't earn them. I mean, and that's us those rights. Women didn't do anything but pillow talk men into conquering.
Sir, you sound like a nitwit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your opinion, but
Oh no, my
Are there any
19-year-old
smart ones
also
today?
thinks you sound like a nitwit. She said we should actually get you off of here, but we're not going to.
Hi, Kenzie.
so again, how does America hate
Yeah,
women?
I wanted to talk about your child custody statement. Can you tell me the statistics?
Yeah, I don't really want to get into specifics, but a lot of the states
Why
favor
not?
Of
women.
course you
You
don't,
brought it
because you're
up.
wrong.
A lot of the states favor women. That's just a fact. You wouldn't know because you're not a man.
That's
You wouldn't know because
incorrect.
you're not a man.
90%.
You can't make like a statement
No,
that
there
you're
are
not a man.
statistics, sir. There are
No,
statistics.
you're
I
not a
don't
man.
need
You
to
don't
be
get
a
to
man
speak
to
on it.
understand
It's not your
reality.
position to speak on.
It
You're not
absolutely
a
is.
man. You're
You
not a man.
brought
It's not
it
your
up,
position to
and
speak
I'm
on.
going to
It doesn't
counter
matter. You're a
you.
woman. You don't get to bring up
90%
other
of
men
child custody
issues.
cases are
You don't get
decided
to bring up
outside
men
of court.
issues as a
The
woman.
other
That's not your
6%,
place.
the other
That's
6%
not.
go through mediation, and the other 4% go to a judge. When men contest custody, they're awarded their wishes 75% of the time. So if you're telling me men don't have possession of their children, it's because they don't want it.
I think if women are allowed to have babies, I feel like men should be able to walk out on children's lives.
They do it
They
all the
already
time.
do, sir.
No, they don't. Stop it.
Sir,
Okay.
where you
All,
live
all
at?
of these women keep
Where you
the
live at?
keep the
Where you
child.
live at?
I live in I
But
live in
also, why are you letting them
I
take it
want
out
you
on
to
the
stop over
kids?
talking every woman up here, first of all. Because
in your
Kenzie,
place.
because Kenzie was talking and you continue to speak over her, and
Kenzie
you
wants
will
to be
the
a
fuck
man, so
not. Not in this space. You will not. You will not.
it's
And I will continue to mute you.
yeah.
If you don't want to have a
Well,
conversation, then I know, typical, you a piece of shit.
What you
that
mean by
uh,
typical, to where you bring up something that's incorrect, you're challenged on it, and rather than rising to the challenge, you just bitch and whine.
he's bitching, but you
You
li-
kind of are in
Or
this
you're
situation.
complaining. You
you
are
literally can
absolutely
only understand
complaining.
a kid from the
Address what I
eyes of a
just said.
man. You're not a
Address the
man. You're
statistics.
not a man. You'll never
Because
be
you
a man.
just pivoted harder than Scottie Pippen when I brought up those statistics. And you're like, if women can get abortions, men can abandon their children.
No, I'm not
Why
paying
don't you
attention to
address
it
the
because you're
statistics
not
that I
a
gave
man.
it?
You don't get to speak on it. You're not a man. You don't get to speak on
Oh,
it.
You're not a
please.
man.
Don't
You don't
try
get to
and
speak on it.
weaponize that I don't understand men suffering when I'm addressing statistics. You're trying
Men
to
suffer
say
because of
men
women
are
like you.
suffering and that there is
Men
systemic
suffer because
sexism
of women like
within.
you. That's a
Shut
fact.
up.
You
And are
just love to
saying
talk.
that there is systemic sexism against men within the system.
There
That is
is.
either true or that is false.
There's
If it is
absolute
true,
sexism
then
against men.
prove it. Then
There's
prove it.
absolute sexism against men. What are you
Then
talking
prove
about?
it, Cupcake.
I don't have to prove it. It's an objective reality that you don't
Oh,
have to
so
live
you're just
because
gonna
you're
come
a
up here
woman.
and say, trust me, bro. Gotcha.
Well, you're a woman. It's a man's objective reality. You'll never know the world from the eyes of a
Not
man
a man's
because you're
objective
not a man.
reality. Tell me how
Absolutely, it
men
is. Absolutely, it is. It's
experience
okay. It's
systemic
okay. That's what you
sexism in
mean.
the family
Calm
court
down.
if
Calm
90% are
down.
decided
It's
outside of
okay.
court.
You're getting emotional. Stop it.
Arthur, if it's such an
I'm
objective
not getting
You're getting
reality, then why
emotional.
emotional.
I'm
can't you
Stop
bring it
speaking
it.
up
to
with
you the
facts
way
then?
that I want
You're
to,
getting
which is
emotional.
disrespectfully.
Stop it.
I think
Fine.
Robbie for all the
You can go ahead
trains.
Hey,
and
y'all,
say all
Arthur
the
is a
meta you want. I
gaslighter.
don't care.
He's a gaslighter. He's trying to gaslight you now.
Nobody's gaslighting anything. I'm
You
just calling
absolutely
it how
are.
it is. If you
No,
can't deal with the objective
Arthur,
reality of the life
Arthur.
that you are
If
in,
it's objective
then
reality, then go get a
that's
source.
your problem.
If it's objective reality, go get a source.
Then you should be able to
It
easily
doesn't
prove it.
require a
If
source.
it's objective, yes, it does.
No,
If
it
it's
doesn't. What are you
objective
talking about?
reality, then that means you should be able to prove the reality, right?
No. Is the sky blue?
Oh, it's technically black.
All right, but in an objective reality, we call it blue because that's what we
No,
see.
the reason
If
that
we
it
didn't have the
appears,
science to
no,
tell us
no.
it was
Don't be
black,
stupid.
if we didn't
No,
have the
don't be
science
stupid.
to
The
tell us
reason
it was
that
black, everybody would say the
the
sky is
reason
blue.
that it appears
Stop
the
it.
reason that
Now,
it
see,
appears
you're
blue
getting
is
caught up
because of
again,
how
and
the
you're going to go and
rays.
ramble. This is why.
No, I'm
Why
not
are
gonna
you
go
saying
and
that?
ramble. You
You're
just said the sky is blue, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
wrong. I'm not monologuing, I'm correcting you. You don't just get to say
Correcting
shit.
anything.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Correct.
Like, okay, like why do you keep
Woman.
unmuting?
You're a woman.
If you're telling me I'm
Stop.
monologuing and you're
You're
being
in your
muted, why do you keep unmuting?
place.
Look. Oh, your place is in the comments, right? Oop. How did that happen? If you want to come back up and put your big boy feelings in a little jar so that they don't get the best of you, you can.
You want to know how you know he's wrong? The fact that he had to go to misogyny. That lets you know he had no way to prove anything.
Oh, facts, for sure. Yeah. Men telling women they're emotional, and yet all they're coming up here is spewing their feelings. Oh, we're so oppressed. Please.
Yeah, you can't talk about it. It's a men's
So
issue,
what the
Kenzie.
hell is this debate? The hell do you women want? What do we got here? Why does the left attract and protect predators?
Hey, Grius. I need you to take a deep breath and chill out, okay?
Oh, okay. What are we talking about?
Maybe you can answer it. We are talking about why men are so embarrassing. Do you have any opinions on that?
I have a lot of good opinions on that. I think we're living in a fucking societal disorder of dysfunction and chaos due to internet utopia that has basically forged a brain rot, super emasculated.
Are you trying to hit a word count?
Sir,
Minimum?
Hey,
What do you mean by?
five
What
words.
do you mean
this is
by
all making sense.
utopia?
You're using 10 words when 5 words will do. Can you try
All
again?
right. I don't know. Men are just fucked up. Men are just fucked up these days, but so are women. I mean, society as a whole has lost its traditional values.
What do you mean by traditional values?
I just mean, helping your neighbor, being a good person, not being judgmental, looking out for one another, taking care of the homestead, being a man, raising a family, having a kid.
Well, I would
People
say that a
don't
lot of
value
what
that
you're talking.
anymore.
I was speaking. I don't know why you're talking about traditional values. Is speaking over women one of them?
I didn't even know you were talking. We got delay. I didn't even know you were talking.
Oh, okay. Well, now you know. So when you talk about traditional values, it seems that capitalism has interfered with that, right? Because it sounds like you don't like the hyper-individualism.
Hyper-individualism? No, hyper-individualism is a bad thing.
Right, and I would say that's a tenet of capitalism, correct?
A tenant of capitalism?
In order for capitalism to be successful, it has to rely on hyper-individualism. Because then it's about the individual's need and the individual's success.
That's actually a weird way of putting that. It depends how you look at it. From a financial perspective, absolutely. You need to be independent to have your own and make sure you get your money and have your business and be able to succeed. I
don't know why you're just saying from a financial institute. That would also imply from a social atmosphere. How can you fuck over your neighbor and get ahead if you like your neighbor and are part of a community?
Capitalism is not about fucking over your neighbor.
It absolutely is. You don't think people get ahead by
Capitalism
fucking
is about competing in an open market.
You compete
by making yourself better, by encouraging innovation,
by other people over.
By encouraging innovation and becoming better at your job, by raising up your
why
competition.
Why do you think McDonald's was successful?
Because they make a quality Big Mac.
No, that's incorrect.
Dude. Okay, you know what? There is some terrible things about capitalism. It's... fuck. How do I even say this? Capitalism is awesome when it hasn't been overdone. When big monopolies come in and destroy a market and just eat it all up, that's when capitalism turns into almost socialism.
That's not socialism.
Oh, that's damn near socialism. You're all going to work at McDonald's, you're all going to get paid the same, and you're all going to be happy.
That's not socialism. Come on, don't give me brain damage.
I know it's not socialism, but it's
like...
Define
socialism.
Socialism is like everyone's even, equal opportunity, everyone gets the same thing. You're all going to wear an apron, you're all going to flip a burger.
Stop talking. That's
Why
incorrect.
are they all at a 10 today? Like, I don't understand what's wrong with y'all.
Socialism is where, socialism is where the workers own the means of production and where private property doesn't exist.
Whoa. That's not what socialism is.
Yes, it is. Are we kidding?
Okay, that's the theory of socialism, but it's never, ever gone that way, not even one time ever. Because people are not that good. You cannot give...
No, it's because capitalism interferes with it. Because exploitation. That is absolutely true. What do you think Vietnam War was? Like, again, are we kidding?
Are you telling me that China has not been a socialist country?
China is implementing what we would say are socialist or...
but that's what
I'm still fucking talking. There's no lag you can blame that on. You asked me a question. I'm answering it.
Go ahead.
Yap, I know you can't listen, right?
No. I'm listening.
No? So when you're yapping, you can hear me?
I can hear you now.
So when you asked me a question and I was starting to answer, you couldn't hear me. Or for some reason, were you asking me a question and then continuing to yap?
Well, it wasn't really fully. It was more of a rhetorical question.
Why is that a rhetorical question?
Because China's obviously a socialist country.
They're not.
China has abolished private property, but it's still participating in the capitalist market.
They're our
And
biggest trading
obviously, they
partner.
still have currency.
How else would we trade with them so often?
And if I say, sure, China is socialist,
Okay, I need a better
they
example
have
of
better
socialism.
metrics. They
You
have
brought
better
that one up.
metrics than the United States.
They have better metrics.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Okay.
Investing in national systems has pulled 800 million people out of poverty. 95, or it's either 90 or 95% of Chinese citizens are homeowners.
What? That's not real.
That is
Do you know
absolutely
that?
true.
Do you know
Nah,
that personal property and
will be
private
argued.
property aren't the same thing?
They are not the same thing. Do you
Did
know
you
the
just say that
difference?
90% of Chinese people are homeowners?
Yes. And they do not pay property taxes.
They don't pay property taxes and they own homes.
Yes.
90%. Are you Googling that? Because I need to like Google that. That sounds so
Go
untrue.
Google it. Go Google it.
Okay, Google it.
If that's true, then they are doing fucking awesome. But I can't Google it because it'll kick me off TikTok.
That's
Whatever.
not true. You
I'm
can
on my phone.
teacup. You just have to come back within, I think, 3 minutes.
Give me a sec here.
Now I know why I didn't go live yesterday. Now I know why I didn't go live yesterday.
You don't have the brain power to deal with this.
He does know that, like, we can see if he's teacupping. He's gonna pretend like he Googled it when he didn't ever Google it.
Aww.
Or he was looking for
Poor guy.
What did we do to deserve this? I don't know. Well, we'll wait for the next victim. Oh, he's back.
Yeah. Okay, they're obviously crushing it economically or whatever right now. It hasn't always been like that though. But
Wait, so you concede?
but why does that even matter? Because you're also saying that they're not.
Wait. You're telling me I don't believe that because it's so good it can't be true. And now that you know it's true, you want to come back and be like, well, why does that matter though? Like, are we kidding?
Well, I mean, it's true, right? It's obviously true, I guess. I don't even know how that's possible. That sounds outrageously great. Good for them, but I mean, is that a buy
There's no
factor?
but.
Is that from their socialist?
There's no but.
Is that
There's no but. There's no but. That's a period at the end of that sentence. There's no but. If you would like to move on to a new topic, say you were wrong, and then we'll move on.
Just concede.
You can unmute.
Maybe when countries or communities don't treat necessities as a market with the design of pursuit of profit, that people actually aren't, resources aren't hoarded from them. Maybe that's just a outrageous concept.
uh it's so complicated on that though. The whole economic state of that, it's hard to even wrap that around. I mean, you can say that that's how China's operating. Are you freaking kidding me? That's all they try to do is make money. They're the largest manufacturer in the entire world.
Well, that's because
they literally capitalize on more markets than anyone else in the world. So if
Well,
anything,
no,
they're
I would
90.
argue,
Sorry, I'm
I would
talking right now.
argue,
I'm making a point.
yeah,
So
why don't
if
you make your point?
90%, I'm sorry, I'm finishing a sentence here. Is that fair? Can I finish?
No. So, the reason that China has such an expansive infrastructure of manufacturing is because, number one, the United States has outsourced that because they've been exploiting their labor. And China does want to remove themselves from the capitalist market, but it would be detrimental to them. So they're trying to create allies and expand their policies to Africa because Africa is one of the most naturally resource dense continents in the world.
I love how when I'm talking, you can talk over me and say no, so you don't even follow your own,
No, that's not me
way.
following my rule. You
No, you
asked, can
don't
I
even.
finish my sentence? And I said no.
Yeah.
Okay, but first off, them going to Africa for natural resources, that's socialism.
So the reason that they're looking at Africa is because for the last 800 years, that has been the United States primarily exploitative market, not discounting obviously how they've exploited South America as well. But Africa has been a consistency within that. So the United States has prevented countries in Africa from developing their own infrastructure so that they can process their raw materials and then participate in the global market where they can actually uplift them by creating their own infrastructure so that the United States can't further exploit them.
Yeah. So as far as China like not caring about exploiting people, I mean they've exploited their own people in the past for years. They were literally the largest sweatshop factory producing country in the world. So how do you justify your statements? You think
Because
it's
that's
an
a capitalist outcome. And so, yeah, they're moving towards communism. I would say
okay,
the
so
creation
all of
of sweatshops is capitalist.
yeah, of course, right? But also at the same time, I mean, what is capitalism to you?
Capitalism is where the means of production are owned by private members, as well as the invention of private property, where both of those things are purchased through capital.
And then what's socialism to you exactly?
She already defined it.
Yeah, socialism is where the means of productions are owned by the workers or the proletariat, if you will, and private property doesn't exist.
Okay, that sounds brutal. So no private property. So no one gets their own privacy. No one gets their own security. No one gets.
No, we all
Right.
share a toothbrush.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I
That's what
just
that
go back to
is.
originally what I said, that personal property and private property are not the same thing. I knew you were going to get there. I was trying to head that off at the pass.
This is why it's difficult debating people like on capitalism and socialism when they don't even have like a first grade understanding of the terms, because you make statements like that. Private property is property that is for the pursuit of profit. So your home, if you live in it, is not private property. That's personal.
Okay. So after insulting my intelligence, you're gonna lead into some weird statement like that and tell me that private property is
I'm
what?
not insulting your intelligence. I'm insulting your knowledge that you have entered into a conversation you know very little about. And because of your lack of knowledge, you're going to make incorrect statements like you just did. So I acknowledge that you made an incorrect statement and then I corrected it. I gave you the knowledge.
So in socialism, you're not gonna have private property.
Correct. Private property is property that is for the pursuit of profit. So that would get rid of landlords, and that would get rid of like people owning the land of their factory.
So there you go, right? So now the land of your factory is not your land anymore. It's now my land and the neighbor's
It's
land
the workers.
and the workers' land and the public community, right?
Correct. Yes. So that way the
So
profits.
who's taking care of that house? Are you living in a house?
Well, if again we're talking about someone like I'm living in my own home, that is personal property, that is not private property.
Okay, so there's still personal property in socialism.
Correct.
Living
And now
personal
you need
property.
to cash. Now you need to cash at me $100 for that free education. You're welcome.
That's not even good education. It's not working in theory. It's not practiced throughout the world. Give me one example.
You don't even know what
Give
theory
me
really
one
is.
example of where this works.
You realize that slavery is practiced throughout the world, so I wouldn't make the argument that if it's not practiced around the world, it's not a good system. That's stupid.
Well, no, it's not that it's not a good system. I would love socialism, the idea of all of us having this perfect, safe, angelic-like opportunity where we're
That's
all
not
working.
what socialism is promising. Socialism and communism are critiques of capitalism to get rid of like wealth hierarchies and class, which I do think have overlap with patriarchy and white supremacy, of course. But I'm not a class reductionist. That obviously, if you remove capitalism, that other social.
Hold on 1 second. Everybody throw some coconuts in the motherfucking chat for Jessica Simone. Hey, Jess.
Yes. I hope you're having a better day today, Jess.
Now you can finish talking, I guess.
So yeah, it's just I would argue that you're a white supremacist to the age.
How does it have anything to do with being a white supremacist?
Tell me capitalism
shows you don't know anything.
Where capitalism has been successful.
In developed countries?
Jar?
North America? Europe?
You think
North
it's successful
America?
here? That's crazy.
So I'm sorry, are you pointing out just white countries? Predominantly white countries?
It just so happens, yeah.
You don't think that's on purpose? You think that's an accident? Or a coinkydink?
So just to be safe, just to be straight here.
Grizz, wait. Grizz. She said country and you said North America. Sir, that's a continent.
She said countries. She said countries. Like,
right,
yeah.
but North America is a continent. What are the countries in North America that you're talking about?
United States? Canada?
Okay, so why didn't you just
the
say
only
United
two?
States, Canada? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Did you say the only two?
You realize Mexico is also North America, right?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Mexico too, right? Like,
well, I wouldn't say capitalism is successful in Mexico by the metrics that we're establishing.
I hate the Caribbean erasure.
I wouldn't even say capitalism is necessarily successful, but it
I don't
does
think
seem.
you even know what you're trying to argue, honestly, because you're all over the place.
Well, no, you're saying that capitalism's a broken, fucked up white supremacist system. But I can also state that capitalism is working in the best developed countries where everyone wants to live, including all the immigrants, including all the people of color.
Right, I'm
trying to
going
flood
to
in.
address that. Stop
because it's the best place with the
saying the same shit over and over. God. The reason that is because of what we call dependence theory. So there are what is considered like the imperial core countries, which are the white countries you named, and that in order for them to be successful, they are dependent on the peripheral countries, which would be what we refer to as the global south. So yes, when imperial countries
I would
like
totally
Europe,
say that that's not true.
So that is very much true. Of course you don't think that's true because you don't know anything. You have come into a conversation where you can't even define terms. Of course you don't have any understanding of these complex systems. The reason that immigrants want to come here is because the United States and Europe have destabilized their country and prevent them from creating a successful infrastructure. So they're subjected to poverty and instability. That's not hard. and you just kind of being ignorant to it and spouting your fucking American exceptionalism tells me how ingrained you are within that white supremacy. Like, be so fucking for real.
I think you're just using weird terms like that to try
Is it
and.
weird because you don't know what the words mean?
Well, I know what white supremacy means. I don't know how you're calling me a white supremacist after we were talking about socialism and capitalism.
Then you don't fully know what white supremacy means.
Okay,
Yeah.
then why don't you explain it? Why don't you explain it in a way that makes sense?
Wait. I'm sorry. Lovely and raptured, Ren. Do you get my point?
Yes.
I completely understand your point.
Yeah, Grizz. So it doesn't seem
Oh,
that
okay.
it's a
Why don't you
communication
explain the point?
representation.
Explain the point to Grizz, who's so stupid he can't understand.
I already have Grizz. Like,
No,
that's
you
the point.
haven't.
Yes,
You're literally
I have.
using
I told
circular
you.
definitions. You're using hot little
No.
takes and hot little slogans that you created in your head, like white supremacy.
That's a
Wait,
slogan.
don't crash out. Don't crash out and get all emotional.
Actually,
Tell me what definition I gave that circular. Let's start there.
You keep going around in the same circle. You keep saying that, you're a white
we're going in a
supremacist because you
circle
believe in
because you're not
capitalism.
understanding. So she has to keep repeating the definitions.
It's not a
going in a circle because we're walking on a track trying to get you to a destination, and you keep missing the finish line on a track.
I don't, okay. What even, it's hard to have these arguments because so many different points come up at the same time. I lose track of where the hell
Because
we
you
even
don't
were.
know anything about anything. That's like, we thought you came into this conversation here and then we're like, oh no, we need to go down to here because he doesn't know what this word means. You'll level classes. Where do you want us to go from here? And you're still trying to have an argument, like if you know something.
Well, I think capitalism is probably the best system that we have right now.
Even define it.
Well, I'll tell you, like, capitalism to me, like, the definition.
It's not about, no, there is no to me. There is no to me. It is something or it's not something. It's not like capitalism, like the definition of capitalism isn't a vibe. Like, it's not what you personally think it means.
That's true. That's true.
Words mean things.
Okay. While capitalism is a fair and equal share of opportunity for people to run businesses and own property.
I see. So, Grizz, let's say you open a small business. What state are you in?
I'm in Canada.
Okay, so you're in Canada. So let's say you open a small business in Canada.
Yeah.
Do you think that business would be as successful in Madagascar or in Sudan?
I mean, it totally depends on what business and what market.
You tell me. Why? Like, obviously, yeah, different market conditions create different opportunities.
Obviously.
So
Yeah.
I don't know why you're saying that it's fair when there's different markets, right?
What do you mean it's not fair if it's different markets? State that again. Sorry. What?
To me, to say that it would be fair would mean that the markets are consistent globally. That would be a fair opportunity.
Well, yeah,
But if
that would be
there's markets, then
amazing.
obviously, that's not fair. Like, what are we talking about?
Obviously, that would be great, but that's like a globalist type attitude that just doesn't work in the real world, unfortunately.
Capitalism is a global system, sir.
I can't give the people in Madagascar the same opportunity that I can give myself here. They don't have.
You just contradicted yourself. You said capitalism is about fair and equal opportunity, and you just admitted it's not.
No, I didn't. Capitalism resides in a country. Capitalism is about taking care of your own. You don't have to go support the rest of the world.
Here's the hyper-individualism again that you were complaining about. Another contradiction. Capitalism is about taking care of your own.
I didn't ever complain about hyper.
You're like, oh, we've gotten away from traditional values of loving and helping your neighbor. And then 20 minutes later, you need to take care of your own.
Well,
like,
no. That's not what I'm saying. Like, of course we want to help the other countries. But you can only help the other countries if you help yourself. You wouldn't even be able.
That's not true. You do not recognize that the United States and Europe exploits those countries.
I'm sure they do, because they're pieces of shit, right? We're all pieces of shit. Bad things
So
happen.
Plymouth Rock, Plymouth
But
Rock
it's also
landed on
hard
that.
to put. Pardon?
Say that it gives equal opportunity when the foundation of capitalism is about exploitation.
But it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to
It
be.
absolutely is. Do you think class is a hierarchy?
It's built on exploitation.
Capitalism's
how
not
it
supposed
came
to
to
be
be.
built on exploitation.
What was the first form of
It
capital in this
absolutely
country?
is.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, unfortunately.
Pump the brakes. Did you just say to the transatlantic work trade, because I don't want to say that word, shit happens? Is that literally what
Yeah.
you just said?
Yeah,
So
shit
be so
happens.
fucking for real.
Talking to you, Bruce, to support that you're a white supremacist when you're like the slave trade. Oh, shit happens. God.
I didn't do it.
You just did.
You're still a white supremacist, though.
You're still advocating for it.
You're just like, oh
So how
well.
could you say that? How could you say that capitalism was never meant to be built off of exploitation when it very much was built off of exploitation? Like that's literally, it was a requirement.
I don't really see how it was a requirement. I think it should be more about natural resources.
It was a requirement because in order for capitalism to actually happen, the first form of capital was human bodies to do the labor for free.
Yep.
That's not what capitalism is.
All right, I give up. You're just dumb.
Because he feels bad about it.
Ago.
Just because it's making you feel bad doesn't make it not true. The sooner you can come to terms with that, the better.
Grizz, do you think capitalism is about a hierarchy?
I wouldn't say it is.
Really? What do you think class is?
That's hierarchy.
Isn't class capitalism?
No.
How?
Because class is directly correlated to like how much money your family earns.
Right, it's correlated to your wealth. And how do you have wealth?
By working.
No, from capitalism. Do you think the people that inherited Walmart worked for that money?
You mean the people who created Walmart that just died, like the two brothers that died like 6 years ago?
No, they're children. Like the Waltons are some of the richest people in the United States. They didn't work for that money.
Did you know that? Okay, what percent of millionaires are self-created?
What percentage?
What percentage of millionaires are self-created?
A millionaire is not really who we're talking about. A millionaire is like, no, we're
And
talking
you're
about
saying that
the
people
actual
inherit
wealthy.
money
Like
and
someone
don't
that's
work.
a millionaire, someone that if you're classifying like let's say anyone that has like a million,
And
that's
net
going to
worth?
be. You realize $1 million
Upper
is not a
class?
lot anymore.
Upper class?
We're talking about billions.
Very few. Very few people ever are billionaires. Jeff Bezos literally created the company.
Yeah, but Jeff Bezos was also given a $250,000
A $250,000 loan.
He also built
you're
his
equating
company
his
off of the
billion-dollar
exploitation of
company to
others.
a mere $250,000.
He built his entire company off the exploitation of others.
Exploitation of who?
Every single person that used Amazon.
You mean like you when you order your little mugs in coffee shops and all your
No,
little
not
stupid
just
shit?
me. I'm talking about people that trusted Amazon as to be a third-party reseller when Amazon was just basically scoping out their sales and undercutting them by creating Amazon Basics.
You
and
mean by
stealing their ideas.
bringing cheaper and better products to people for less money? Competing in a market?
It
So
wasn't
that
competing, it was stealing their
I'm
ideas, their
sorry,
intellectual property, and then putting them on page 6 so that they couldn't get the sales.
Weren't you just Mr. Anti-Monopoly, and now here you are defending one of the largest monopolies? The $250,000 loan was from his parents in the 90s. Without that, he wouldn't have made Amazon. It's that simple. And yes, he is also exploiting his workers. You can't tell me that you make billions of dollars a year in profit and you can't pay your workers correctly.
That's
Or
not
let them
how
take
that
bathroom
works.
breaks.
You're right. That's not how
He
capitalism
doesn't
functions.
just have billions of dollars. That's all tied up in a valuation of a company.
In stock, and you can cash out that stock, correct? And
How
then
do you
just
cash
borrow
out the
against it.
stock without, and then crush the infrastructure and give out the jobs and lose the business because no one's
No,
going
you
to
can
buy
also
it. 'Cause no
borrow
one's
against it like Elon did.
borrow against it to pay
Mhm.
the workers.
No, to do whatever the fuck he wants. He never
That
actually
doesn't
has to cash out his wealth. That's the
that doesn't even
difference.
make economic sense.
right. Well, you don't sit up here and pretend like you care about economics or like you even understand economics because you don't.
Well, I'm clearly stating how it all works, and none of you have been able to dismantle the argument.
I have. I also said that you were Mr. Anti-Monopoly 20 minutes ago, and now you're like, oh, look at Amazon. Look how great they are. Now you're pro-Monopoly.
I'm not really saying they're so great,
You
but
realize that you just advocated for a monopoly to crush small businesses.
yeah, but you're just
Which would
putting
crush
words in
the
my mouth.
opportunity for
What
wealth.
makes you say that? Do you know how many?
I'm not putting words in your mouth. When
Do you know how
Alina
many
said,
people
stop
are
talking.
making money?
When Alina said they would steal their ideas and create Amazon Basics, you fucking pearl clutched like no other. You literally supported it with that statement. Don't fucking gaslight me.
Well, yeah, that's like one thing. That's like the whole thing about capitalism. I wouldn't even say Jeff Bezos is like an evil monopoly type guy.
That's
Amazon
not
is
just one thing. That's like every example. Walmart did the same thing with brick and mortar stores.
Walmart is probably doing shittier shit than Jeff Bezos.
They're doing the same shit. Actually, it's just one's online and one's in person.
Well, do you know how many people actually have small businesses created on Amazon now that are actually producing income for themselves?
You know, if they owned the means of production, then Amazon wouldn't be siphoning their products.
Did you know you can't own the means of production with zero capital and zero fucking skill or employees?
Oh,
Only in capitalism, sir.
He got
How
the
are you
point
going to
finally.
do that in any other way? That's literally like
the
against
same way that we've done everything. Like, what are you talking about? You realize the iPhone was not made through capitalism or innovation.
How do
It
you
was
own
made
the
through
means? How
public
do you
funding.
own? I'm so confused on the owning the means of production. Like it sounds good, I just don't understand how the hell that would even work.
Then why the fuck are you here?
No, like
You're
no,
not
literally
equipped for
just
this
explain it.
conversation.
You
No.
Just
know,
explain it.
I am
How do you?
done.
Because you
I am
can't.
done.
Because you can't.
No, it's not
you
that
can't.
I can't.
You
If
literally
you
can't.
want
None
me
of you
to-
can.
Shut up. If you want me to do that, my labor will cost you $100 Cash App. I'll do it.
Oh, you're gonna
If not,
exploit me?
I'm not here to teach
No,
you.
that's providing a service.
You're gonna.
You can also just
that's
go,
providing a service.
You
oh,
can
look
also
at you.
just
You're
go
so
Google
good.
it yourself.
We learned a new word today.
No, I'm honestly okay. I'll just back it up. I don't mean to insult you. That's a little bit retarded. But I will say this: how the hell do you own the means of production? Like,
Thank God I don't like that he used a slur, but at least there's a reason to get him out of here.
At least he's gone. Bye.
Yeah,
Each one is dumber than the next.
I checked out of the conversation because he wasn't tracking the conversation.
W. Kenzie in the chat.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind. That was a very satiating snack, I'm not gonna lie.
If you guys disagree with any of these topics, please request.
See my DM in the group chat.
Mm,
Be that like far up.
hold on. Yeah.
I'm 5 minutes away from my Red Bull.
Oh, you did get it.
Red Bull.
Coconut berry?
Ooh, what color is that? Is that white?
Yes. I tried to get the wild peach, but they didn't have it.
Yeah, that's what I've been drinking lately. That's really good.
Yeah.
I tried it again yesterday and it's good. It's not as good as the wild berry, in
I
my
got a
opinion.
wild berry one too.
I don't like the wild berry. That tasted like a melted popsicle to me. It's like too sweet.
See,
But
I think
peaches
the
is
peach one is too sweet, and the wild berry one is like tart, more tart, which I like.
peach is my jam. Do you get what I'm asking?
Yes.
Do you think I should do it?
Yes.
Okay.
I said go for it. Just tell me what you need.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I have to check in with Belle. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate you.
Bye. Thanks for coming through.
Hope I didn't talk over anybody. If I do that in the future, please just tell me to shut up.
Of
Just
course,
wanna
yes.
just wanna make sure because I know sometimes I come into your lives.
I had completely just went whatever.
Well, just in the future, you can always just tell me to shut up. I know I go for the jugular.
I was enjoying
Thank you.
being the little noise in the background. So,
Oh, okay, good.
like I said, W went Kenzie.
Thank you so much. I'll
You have
talk
a
to you
good one. All right. Irene, are you in the chat, Irene? Are you still planning on going live? Did you all see those cute little babies?
I did, especially the little the calico. So cute.
Ruth is just having a conversation by himself. You know you can have that same conversation with ChatGPT.
Oh no, don't encourage that.
I'd rather him talk to ChatGPT than us.
That's fair.
Fair.
That's fair. But yes, I appreciate you, Alina, for giving me my kitten fix. They're always so cute.
Hopefully they survive.
And you're doing the best you can.
Kitten killer.
Yo.
Hi.
Yo, what's good?
Nothing. Hanging out.
Why?
Where in the background does it say that I want to sleep around?
You said body count doesn't matter.
What does that statement have to do with me?
Is she serious, Joseph? Listen, by you saying body count doesn't matter, it means that you feel it's okay to go around sleeping with everyone and not, expect men to care. Like what?
It's just not, I mean, I'm married. I've been married for 5 years. It's just nobody's business.
But it matters.
To people that are insecure, yes, it does.
Why does it
No,
matter? Why does it matter?
because I don't think any sane man on the planet would want to marry someone with a ridiculously high body count. Imagine trying to show off your girl and everyone's like, "Yeah, bro, her head game's lit, bro." Imagine.
So I have a counter question to that actually.
Go on then.
Does body count matter for men?
Yes.
Like, not like men care about women's body count, but does it matter if men have
Yes,
a
it goes
body
both
count?
ways. Now listen. I'm not gonna marry a woman who all of my friends have had a piece of. And if you
Nobody's
think
gonna
that makes
marry you,
me
bro. It's okay.
insecure, I have a girlfriend. Anyway, if you think that makes me insecure,
Yeah,
that's
girlfriend,
crazy.
not a wife.
Huh?
Girlfriend, not a wife.
Bro, I'm 19. What do you want me to do, bro? You want me to get married? What? Am I supposed to get 19 to get married at such a
If you're
young
not
age?
planning on sleeping around, then just lock it down.
Get married right now, yeah?
Why not?
Are you for real?
You said you don't
Why
want
not?
body count to
If
be
there's
so
no reason for
high.
you to be interested in sleeping around and all that stuff and having a higher body count, then why wouldn't you just get married?
Because it's irresponsible.
Why?
Why is it irresponsible to get married at 18? Because you're so young. I'm gonna be in the army soon, dude. It's long distance, first of all, as well, might I add.
Were you worried that she's gonna cheat
Are
on
you
you?
suggesting everyone in a relationship should just get married and you see nothing wrong with
Well,
that?
people that are concerned with body count and think that people should have low body counts, then yeah.
No, you're just wrong, my friend.
No.
So
I
if
think my
body
opinion is
count,
logical.
so if
No, it's
body
not.
count matters, then and it's
Hold on,
long distance.
let me follow this path. So you're saying that 19 is too young to get married.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my son getting married at 19. Definitely not.
Okay. So
I
that
haven't
means that
even
you
built up my empire yet, dude.
Now let me explain something to you.
Okay, I'm listening like a good boy.
I did not interrupt you. I was actually sitting here very quietly. So, if you would like me to continue to remain respectful and kind, I expect you to do the same. Because if you would like me to act like a fucking donkey in here, I can do that too. Which would you prefer, Ryan?
No, I wasn't listening. I was looking at your TikTok. Go on, say again.
You don't have to repeat it, Ren.
Anyway, as I was saying, so 19 is too young to get married, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if 19 is too young to get, that also means that it's also too young to be physically connecting with people, correct?
No.
But how does that
body
work?
count matters.
If body count matters, then you should be saving yourself for the person that you love, shouldn't you?
I do love my girlfriend.
But she shouldn't be doing that because she hasn't locked it down. Because if you guys break up or if you cheat on her, then she.
Look, I am ready for a relationship. I am not ready for the commitments and responsibilities that come with a marriage. Does that make you feel better? If you cannot see the distinction and difference between a relationship and a marriage, that says a lot.
Then it sounds like you need to stay celibate until you actually marry somebody.
Yep.
I mean, you're just increasing your body count because if it doesn't work out,
I have a girlfriend.
Again, you have her now, but we don't know what happens in the future. What if
You're right.
something
So
happens?
why would I get married and then give away 50% of everything I owe?
You shouldn't waste your time. You should just be single because you're wasting her time.
No, because we want it to work. Like what?
Then get married.
I just explained.
Having physical connections with people.
No, that's. But she's my girlfriend. What?
So then, body count doesn't matter to you then?
But it does, because she wouldn't be my girlfriend if she had 50 bodies.
Okay, so let's say you and your girlfriend break up and you
Yeah.
get with someone else. Are you expecting her to have never had a relationship before ever?
No. Obviously not.
So then body count doesn't matter.
It does matter because there's a difference between one relationship, a handful of relationships, and then 1,000 relationships.
Brad, do you hear that sound? Oof.
How does my girlfriend know you speak? No, because she actually agrees with me. So
What?
You heard
she
that
What
actually
sound?
did I?
agrees with me.
You heard that
No,
sound,
what
man?
sound? What sound?
What's a body and why does it matter? Because I don't want my wife having sucked everyone's dick in the UK. That's
Uh-oh.
why. Imagine going to a wedding
Oh,
and saying I do, yeah, and everyone's speaking. Oh
Something's
yeah,
wrong
go
with my
ahead, speak.
car.
shit. Okay. Hey Ryan,
Yeah.
I'm glad your wife. I'm glad your girlfriend doesn't want to get married because honestly,
Beans sent 30 to kick. Said drop this dipshit. Yeah, Kristen got it. That was my out of gas sound. I know, it needs work, y'all. I know. W Beans in the chat.
Hello.
Hey y'all.
Hi, Parkers.
I see we've been having some fun.
I don't like that word. That's not the word. Pick a
It's not
different
the
word.
right word. But it made
We've
me
been
smile to
having
say it.
some
Oh,
company.
not Robbie immediately running a train on me. Thank you, Robbie.
Robbie goes right for it.
He's a good boy.
We love Robbie. Robbie in the chat.
Hi, Rodrigo.
Hello.
what would you like to discuss?
I just read like you're asking why the left attack and protect.
The left attracts and protects people who could be seen as predators and who are predators.
Okay, what is like a predator for you? Like, what do you mean with a predator?
Sir,
Yeah.
were you born last night?
I mean like, for you probably have a different definition of a predator than me, right?
No, probably not. Who do you think a
Okay,
predator?
so I think a predator is someone who would like like sexually harass someone or something like that.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's one type.
Yes.
Okay, what is the other type?
People are prey on people in various ways. So someone can have predatory actions, like in the sexual sense, but they could also be predatory when it comes to grifting, like money wise, stealing money from people, essentially
Sure.
just preying on
Okay.
people in a variety of ways, vulnerable people.
Yeah, well, but I think okay, and which kind of predators does the left protects or attracts?
All of them.
Okay, and why?
What do you mean why? They just do.
I mean, there must be a reason why, no?
Did you just
Yeah,
come
I
up
mean,
for
like, why do
education?
you believe that? Like, yeah, why do you believe that? Yeah.
Why do you believe that it's not
Yes.
true?
You
Is this my
requested. You see
classroom?
that? You see the yellow,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
yellow circle up
yeah,
top.
sorry,
You see the,
I just
what does
want
the circle up top say?
the circle ops only,
What does that mean?
only opposition.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but
So to
like,
be opposition on a statement, you would have to have an argument, right?
okay, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm gonna try to build an argument. Okay, I think maybe both parties attract like a lot of predators, and
Rodrigo,
both parties protect a lot of predators. Like not only the left does it, like it comes from both
Rodrigo,
sides. That's what I would say.
Rodrigo. We're not discussing the right. We are aware that the right attracts and protects predators. They elect
elected one. That's not the conversation being had.
Like the thing is, like I cannot understand like which kind of predators you're talking about,
because like I cannot like because like I don't understand like what do you mean by that then, like which kind of
What
people do you have,
don't
like
you?
examples, do you have examples?
Okay, hold on, Rodrigo. Let's see if I can walk you on this track, and let's see if we can get across the finish line.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. You understand what a predator is because that was just explained to you.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Okay. So the left protect people who do those types of things.
Right? Your
Yeah,
argument is that the left and the right do it, right?
yeah.
So in turn, you actually are not in opposition to the statement because your argument is, I know you are, but what am I?
Oh no, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, that's a good logic. That's a good logic. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well then,
Okay, cool. Thank thank you for explaining it. Bye.
Right?
Good talk.
Stop using those words. It's too positive of language.
So
Okay.
good. Either
It was
my
a
words are too
talk.
big or they're too positive.
It was a talk.
There's literally their argument.
The
Marcus,
fact
did you
that
see the new beans?
the fact that
You
so
mean
many
the
y'all,
calico beans? Yes. Go ahead, Rin.
the fact that so many of y'all in
These comments. You said attract implies more than they would be to the right, correct? No. No.
Now, if it said, why does the left attract and protect predators more? Maybe.
Kiara, welcome back. Just said she got home.
Share so much.
Hi.
So
I'm pretty sure the
everybody,
reason why all the kids have been dying is because I haven't talked to Kiara as much.
Oh my god. I knew you were gonna find a way to blame it on her.
I'm just
hey,
kidding.
hey.
Oh,
Pump the brakes, yo. Pump the brakes.
I'm just kidding. It's just my
My,
fault because I'm a
my
kid killer.
interview is Monday at 1 p.m.
So I need everybody. If you pray, pray. If you sing good thoughts, sing good thoughts. If you burn candles, say spells. I don't. Whatever your inclination is, I need you to do that because I need that job.
Sorry, I
I
misheard
will
you. Like
light
risking thoughts? What?
Oh,
I will
no.
light so many things on fire for you, Ren.
Thank you.
someone's gonna clip that.
Cause like I need to. Yeah.
If you guys haven't done it yet, make sure you're sending your heart me. If you have already sent your heart me, make sure you're clicking up top and collecting all your points.
You get like points for commenting, you get points for sending a gift, which the heart me counts as a gift.
Which topic would you like to discuss?
I would like to discuss why does the left attract and protect predators? My question is, what exactly do you mean by that? Do you mean the left as a whole, like people who believe in the ideology, or do you mean the people who protect like the leftist power structure?
One in both.
Okay.
So who is doing
Question. I like
this?
it.
Like politicians, or
Who are you referencing specifically?
All of them.
So just anyone who believes in leftist ideology applies, or
The community as a whole.
okay, so are we talking about men in the community or women in the community? The community as a whole is a very
And predators can be men and or women. I mean, just because it is predominantly men usually does not mean it is only men.
of course
So,
not, right?
and the protection of those predators is commonly done by women. So,
Yes.
realistically speaking, we're talking about men and women.
Yes. I'm just wondering who is doing this? Like, who is protecting these predators?
Like, who are we talking about?
We're not talking about any particular person. Well, we're
So
talking about a
just
lot of people. We're talking about a lot of
anyone with
people.
leftist
We're
ideology
talking
is
about a lot.
somehow.
I don't
No,
understand, like, why did you request if you didn't have an actual argument to it?
Here, and then you won't
you
explain
want
what
names.
you mean by it.
No, you want names. You want people to name drop here.
Well, not
Because
even
this
that.
is
Like, you don't
this
have
is
To
your
name drop
effort.
anyone specifically, it's just like, is there a statistic? Are there articles? Like, who is doing this and what made you make this claim? Like, obviously you've seen something, you've seen these predators, you've seen them do these things, which
A
is
lot
why
of
you're
people have.
saying this.
A lot of
Okay,
people
well,
have.
I
It's all over the
haven't,
app.
which
is why I'm asking, like, who is doing that? Like, if there should be aware of, if there's a standard I should be aware of within leftist
spaces, like,
I would say avoid any leftist space that's ran by a man. For
well, yeah,
starters.
I mean, I agree with that.
Well,
Okay, so if you agree with that, what the hell are we talking about?
Because I don't understand just the pure statement of why does the left attract and protect predators? Because that's like, what do you mean why? Because there are men there that are predators.
It really applies to any political party. I don't understand why it's.
And there goes the problem. And this is exactly where we always end up. Because you see that sentence and you immediately believe that that sentence, that prompt is immediately absolving the right, not understanding that it's not absolving the right. It's that we all know that the right attracts and protects predators. They elected one.
So you want to have more of a conversation with the problem within the left. I completely agree with that.
It's just I wanted to understand where that point was coming from, because I do think that leftist people ignore and protect the predators in their communities because, oh, well, they have leftist ideology, so they're just like us, like we should protect it, you know, like whatever.
Okay,
It's
so you
stupid.
don't. So you're not opposition to that
I'm
statement.
Not opposition. I
Would you like
just
to talk
wanted to
about one of the other
understand where that was coming from.
Would you like to talk about one of the other prompts?
No, I'm good. You guys
right,
can
well,
continue.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
I
I
mean, we were going to
appreciate it.
continue either way, but thank you. Bye.
Yeah, of course. Bye.
Whee! Is this not fun for you?
Maybe I need a little positive.
well, about that time. So as promised, Irene is going live. She just went live. So I told Irene
That we would wrap up and I would send Irene over the raid. So we're going to end a little early today to go support Irene. So I hope everyone's okay with that.
I do want to thank everyone for helping me raise the money for Emilio's necropsy. Hopefully it gives us the answers that we are seeking, and hopefully we can learn something from it. Can someone type Irene's in the
chat?
Yes,
In the
please
chat.
do.
Today's grift, y'all. A necropsy.
So TikTok has raids in the same way that Twitch has raids? Like it would bring us over, or
Yeah,
it's kind
well,
of in
it's just
spirit?
yeah, it's in spirit. It's like not official. Like it doesn't. It's not how it does it in Twitch, but like so
It would
Daisy
be
put it
really handy
in the
if it
chat.
were like on Twitch.
But see,
Look,
the
my
thing is,
fan is
like
back.
the way that TikTok um works is like when this live ends, like it pushes you into another live, and now with TikTok Shop, it often pushes you into those. So there's no benefit for them to like have everyone automatically go somewhere else. Like they want to dump people in like a new place.
Gotcha. So I was gonna say that would be really cool if they did implement that.
If hey, anybody that's having trouble getting into Discord, what did you say they need to disconnect and then connect or something like that? What did you say they need to do?
I didn't say that because I don't know about that. I
It
just
said going to the browser.
Yeah, you do have to go into the browser. If you just try to hit the link, it's not gonna work.
All right. What is this going on in the chat, Parkers?
That is Sheet Killer. He has a new
Oh,
fixation.
I don't. Y'all are
These are
weird.
his apparently 15th, 16th, and 17th accounts that he's made just to do this. His go-to insult, quote unquote, is I am. I think he's implying that I might be trans as if that's a bad thing. So he's just a fucking weirdo.
She is absolutely hot presenting.
alrighty. So where are we going, y'all? Irene's. Okay. Don't forget.
when we go there, we say Alina raid. You do your heart me's, send penny gifts if you're able to, and let's show Irene all the love and support. Thank you guys.